What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019 got a logo today. It actually reminds me a lot, for some reason, of All Pro Football 2K, but I really like what they did. Simple, clean, conveys the message. But beyond that, I want to talk about what they've been doing with their college football dynasty mode. This is obviously going to be the selling point for the title this year, and they started to implement some of the off-season training features and discuss them with the community. I want to bring them up. The first thing they're going to do is have you allocate earned points into different trading categories to help improve your player rating. This is commonplace in football games, but I thought it's interesting. They actually took the additional step to say if you don't train players enough in a certain category, their ratings can actually drop. So there is going to be some strategy involved in building your players beyond just building your team. Now, the other thing, and I just want to say there's no right or wrong way to do this, but I'm a big proponent of hidden skill sets. I don't always want to know what the player is and what the player can become. To me, there's something more rewarding about playing the game out and then over time learning about your players. Madden really has went the opposite direction. You can see what the players are, you can see what traits and skills change, and you have a very clear picture of what to expect. In my opinion, if we look at real football, when you bring players in, you have an expectation based on what you know of their skills, but those players can either develop or those players can regress to the point they can actually really impact your team one way or the other. So to know that they're going to have that hidden skill set where you can have players that really progress over time and become great players, as well as other players that will basically reach their limit of potential extremely quickly, but you won't know which is which unless you invest time into learning your team, training your players, and building your dynasty. That's something that, to me, really pushes a replay factor in a game. When I know that I'm not going to get the same experience every single time, when I know that I'm not going to have the same exact players coming in, and when I know at any point I can have a player dynamically change when they're on my roster, that's what I'm looking for in a game. And I know to some people, it is a challenge that you might not always want to have. Some people want to have things, I don't want to say spoon-fed to them, but some people want franchise modes that just lay everything out. Here's your objectives, here's the players, put things together, kind of put the puzzle, if you will, together and make the whole picture. I think there's a whole group of other players that kind of want that unknown and want the challenge of building a team in a way, the way an actual GM or an actual coach would build a team, with having all those variables not always accessible to you, but later realizing, okay, this is why that player did this, or this is why that player did that, because they had these traits, or they had these skills, or I didn't actually use to the best of their abilities the ratings and points that I had available to me. So with that said, I'd love to know your opinions on this. I appreciate you checking out this video, and you know that I'll be back in the week with more commentary.